How old is your body really? Your biological age may surprise you. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I'm the same age as the number on my birthday cake, so why do I feel older than I am? Or maybe the opposite has happened. You know your exact age, but you still feel energetic, curious, and strong. Here's something fascinating. Your birthday age may not tell the whole story. Two people can both be 70 years old, yet their bodies can function very differently. One may struggle to climb a few stairs, feel exhausted after simple tasks, and spend most of the day sitting. The other may walk every morning, carry groceries, enjoy social activities, sleep well, and wake up feeling ready for the day. Same chronological age, very different bodies. So the question isn't simply, how old are you? The more interesting question is, how old is your body? And the answer may surprise you. Your body has its own kind of age, often called biological age. Unlike chronological age, which simply counts the years since you were born, biological age reflects how well your body is functioning. Think of two cars that were both manufactured 20 years ago. One was regularly maintained, driven carefully, given clean oil, and kept in a garage. The other was neglected, driven aggressively, rarely serviced, and left outside in extreme weather. They are both 20 years old. But if you looked under the hood, you might think they were different ages. Your body can be similar. And the good news is this. You are not completely powerless over how your body ages. Let's take a journey through the signs that may reveal how old your body really is. Story 1. Two people, same age. Imagine two friends named David and Robert. Both are 68. They went to school together, raised families, worked hard, and recently entered retirement. On paper, they're exactly the same age. But their daily lives couldn't be more different. David wakes up and immediately feels stiff. He sits for long periods. He rarely exercises because he believes, at my age, that's just how life is. His meals are often rushed. He doesn't drink enough water. He sleeps at irregular times. And slowly, he has stopped doing many of the activities he once enjoyed. Robert, however, has developed a different routine. Every morning he takes a walk. He does simple strength exercises several times a week. He eats a variety of nutritious foods. He stays connected with friends. He keeps learning new things. And when he feels tired, he rests, instead of assuming that every symptom is simply old age. Now imagine checking their physical fitness. You might discover something surprising. David's body could be functioning more like someone considerably older. Robert's body might function more like someone younger. This is the idea behind biological age. It isn't a magic number. It isn't a perfect medical measurement. And it doesn't mean you can simply turn your biological age backward. But it reminds us of something extremely important. The number of candles on your birthday cake doesn't completely define the condition of your body. Sign number 1. How easily can you get up? Here's a surprisingly useful everyday question. Can you get out of a chair easily? Getting up from a chair requires coordination, balance, leg strength, and core strength. If standing from a normal chair has gradually become difficult, that could be a sign that your muscles and physical function need attention. But don't misunderstand this. Struggling with a chair doesn't mean your body is old. It simply means there's an opportunity to improve. And improvement can happen at many ages. Simple activities such as walking, safe resistance exercises, and regular movement can help support strength and independence. Your muscles respond to what you ask them to do. If you stop using them, they gradually become weaker. If you use them safely and consistently, you can help maintain them. Sign number 2. How fast do you recover? Remember when you were younger? You could stay up late, work all day, and somehow recover quickly. As we age, recovery naturally changes. But there's an important difference between normal aging and feeling constantly exhausted. Ask yourself, after a physically demanding day, how long does it take before you feel like yourself again? If you're regularly exhausted for no obvious reason, it's worth discussing with a healthcare professional. Sometimes fatigue isn't simply aging. It can be related to sleep problems, nutrition, medications, stress, or other health issues. So don't automatically blame everything on age. I'm getting old isn't always an explanation. Sometimes it's a reason to investigate. Sign number 3. Your balance. Imagine you're walking across your living room. You turn around quickly. Do you feel stable? Or do you immediately reach for the wall? Balance becomes increasingly important as we get older. Good balance depends on your muscles, vision, inner ear, nervous system, and brain working together. The good news? Balance can often be practiced. Simple exercises, performed safely and appropriately for your abilities, can help maintain coordination and stability. And if your balance has suddenly changed, don't ignore it. A sudden change deserves medical attention. Sign number 4, your sleep. Your sleep can tell you a lot about your overall well-being. Maybe you go to bed exhausted but wake up several times. Maybe you wake too early. Maybe you sleep for hours but still feel tired in the morning. Sleep patterns often change with age, but consistently poor sleep shouldn't simply be accepted as unavoidable. Your body uses sleep for restoration. Your brain uses it for important processes, and your energy, mood, memory, and physical performance can all be affected by poor sleep. So instead of saying, "I'm old, that's why I can't sleep," ask a better question. What can I do to improve my sleep? Sometimes small changes to your routine can make a meaningful difference. And sometimes persistent sleep problems deserve professional evaluation. Sign number 5. How quickly do you become breathless? Try walking at a comfortable pace. Can you carry on a conversation? Or are you immediately struggling for breath? Your cardiovascular fitness is another clue about your physical condition. Regular movement helps your heart, lungs, muscles, and circulation work together more efficiently. You don't necessarily need extreme workouts. For many older adults, consistent walking and appropriate strength exercises can be incredibly valuable. The goal isn't to become an athlete. The goal is to keep your body capable of doing the things that make life enjoyable. Going shopping, walking with your grandchildren, climbing stairs, traveling, gardening, dancing, living independently. Sign number 6, your grip. Here's another fascinating clue. Your hands may reveal something about your overall strength. Think about opening a jar, carrying grocery bags, turning a key, holding a suitcase. These everyday movements depend on grip strength. Grip strength is also associated with overall physical function, although it should never be used alone to determine someone's health or biological age. If you've noticed that everyday objects are becoming harder to hold, that's worth paying attention to. Your body often whispers before it screams, and learning to listen to those whispers can help you take action earlier. Sign number 7, your mind. Your body isn't just your muscles and bones. Your brain is part of the aging story too. Do you still challenge yourself? Do you learn new things? Do you read? Have meaningful conversations? Try new activities? Stay socially connected? Your brain benefits from stimulation. You don't need complicated brain games. Learning a new recipe, using technology, reading about something unfamiliar, playing music, having conversations, trying a new hobby. All of these can keep your mind engaged. And perhaps one of the most powerful habits is simply remaining curious. Because curiosity tells your brain, "I'm not finished learning." The biggest secret about aging. Now here's the part many people don't realize. You don't need to become obsessed with your biological age. You don't need an expensive test. You don't need to compare yourself with someone else. And you certainly don't need to panic about getting older. Instead, focus on something much more useful. How well is your body functioning today compared with last year? Can you walk a little farther? Can you get out of a chair more easily? Are you sleeping better? Are you stronger? Are you eating better? Are you spending more time with people you care about? Are you still doing things that make you feel alive? These are better questions than simply asking whether you look young. Because aging isn't about trying to become 30 again. It's about making the most of the years you have. The story of a 75-year-old woman. Let me tell you about a woman named Margaret. At 75, Margaret looked at her life and realized something. She had spent years saying, "I'm too old for that. Too old to travel. Too old to exercise. Too old to learn technology. Too old to make new friends. Too old to start a hobby." Then one morning, she asked herself a different question. What if I'm not too old? She started walking for short periods. She began doing simple strength exercises with professional guidance. She improved her meals. She joined a local activity group. She started learning how to use a smartphone properly. and she began talking to people she hadn't spoken to in years. Nothing happened overnight. She didn't suddenly become 40. But 6 months later, something changed. She felt more capable. She felt more confident. She was moving more. She was laughing more. And most importantly, she stopped treating age like a prison sentence. That may be the most important lesson of all. Your body is listening. Every day, your body responds to your choices. When you move, your muscles receive a message. When you sleep well, your body gets time to recover. When you eat nutritious foods, you provide building materials. When you manage stress, you reduce some of the strain placed on your body. When you maintain friendships and meaningful activities, you support your emotional well-being. And when you stop moving, stop learning, and stop engaging with life, your world can gradually become smaller. So don't ask only, "How old am I?" Ask, because chronological age is something you cannot change. But many of the habits that influence how you function as you age are still within your control. Final message. Maybe you're 60. Maybe you're 70. Maybe you're 80 or beyond. Your age is a number. Your body is a living system. And your future isn't completely written by your birthday. Start small. Take a walk. Stand up and move regularly. Build strength safely. Eat nourishing foods. Protect your sleep. Challenge your mind. Stay connected. And don't ignore changes that concern you. Talk to a qualified healthcare professional when necessary. You don't need to chase youth. You need to protect your ability to live your life. Because the real goal of healthy aging isn't to look 20 years younger. It's to wake up one morning and realize, my body may be getting older, but I'm still capable of living fully. So, the next time someone asks, "How old are you?" you can tell them your chronological age. But privately, ask yourself something more powerful. How old is my body really? And more importantly, what can I do today to help it age better tomorrow? Because getting older is inevitable. But growing older with strength, independence, curiosity, and purpose is something worth working toward.